What is up, everyone? Welcome back. And in some of my recent videos, I've been talking about the concept of naturalness, how the feeling of naturalness is the key to your success, whatever it may be. So I've done a little bit of my own research onto Neville's discussion of naturalness, and I stumbled across this post, and I want to share this with you guys and offer some perspective. The post itself is just a quote, but I'm going to be going through the comments and try to shed light on this, because it can be one of the hard things that on this journey, it can be difficult sometimes to adopt that feeling, especially when it's something that we don't feel natural about. We may have certain things in our lives where we feel naturally good at, let's say that you are good at drawing, or you're good at video games, or you're good in a certain subject. Maybe you're good at math, but you're not so good at creative writing. It could be any of these things, right? All of us know that we are kind of have more natural inclination towards certain things that we just have natural talent at. And of course, the things that we're struggling with, the things that we are trying to achieve, tend to be those things that don't feel as natural to us. So understanding this concept, I believe, is super imperative in our journey to creating what it is that we want in our lives. I mean, I really think that it is the key. So we have a quote here from Neville that says, "The time it takes your assumption to become fact, your desire to be fulfilled, is directly proportionate to the naturalness of your feeling of already being what you want to be, of already having what you desire." So now the comments in this post. For those asking what naturalness is, naturalness, aka believing a certain thing to be true, real, fact, usual, nothing special, etc., just like your name or the fact that you exist. So somebody here says, I wish somebody would clarify this for me. What feels natural to you? Think about your daily routine. What things are you so used to doing, you barely even think about it? It probably feels natural for you to brush your teeth every day, for example. It's a feeling of knowing and certainty. You know the sun will rise in the morning and set at night is another example of just knowing and feeling natural about it. Use the same feeling of naturalness, but attach it to whatever you desire. Yeah, well, easier said than done, right? That's why we're here trying to understand how to do that. So when you do your sats so many times that it just feels like a memory rather than a imaginal act, you will have no doubt that what you desire is already yours. This is why you need to do your sats till it feels saturated. So we got another comment. Having your phone is natural to you. You don't feel anything special about it. It's just normal or boring to you. You just know you have it in your possession without any doubt. That's what feeling natural means. So I partially agree with this, but I think the feeling of naturalness doesn't have to be something that feels like it's not special or boring. You can have something and be happy about it. So this is where it gets interesting. Yes, but have you ever observed how you feel initially when you achieve any desire? You feel elated, high emotions. After some time, it drops into just being happy, which is what you're pointing out. After a while, you sort of don't feel anything about your desire. You just know that you have it. That's when it's natural to you. I call this different stages of feeling, and I've explained this in detail in a post. And Neville has suggested people to use both happy feelings and the feelings of naturalness in different books. So essentially, you and I are talking about different stages of feeling. Take the example of the phone. When you first got a brand new phone, yes, you probably were happy. But how do you feel about the same phone now? The same feelings? Most likely nothing. Just that you know that it's yours. That's naturalness. I've had my same phone for almost 2 years, and I still absolutely love it. I still look at it from time to time with a sense of pride and joy. Maybe I'm an unusually grateful person, but I feel this way about most things in my life. What feels natural to me is not a feeling of indifference, but a feeling of great joy. If I ever become indifferent to something, I know it's time to give it away or throw it out. So the original commenter here says that this is really interesting. I've never came across anyone like this. Haha, I guess you're right. Your natural/normal state is gratitude. That's awesome. If only everyone were like you. So interestingly enough, I've talked about all his mind, and I've read through his post before here on the channel. And he replies here. He says, "You see, nowhere he says that you have to state in a place of craving, obsessing over someone else, or needing them. It's all about knowing it's done. So the craving, obsessing, needing are replaced by it's done." Yeah. So, that whole idea of it's done, I mean, I think there's more nuance to it. You could feel that it's done or it's about to happen. You could be going over to pick up your mail from the mailbox and be like, yeah, this is natural. I mean, it's that feeling of just going through the motions, kind of going through the routine. There was something in here that stood out to me that I kind of got, let's see here. Right. So I really do think that the example of the phone is good. If you're watching this, it's more than likely you might even be watching this on your phone. You may be watching it on a laptop, but I have an iPhone. I have an iPhone 13. I used to have an iPhone 6 before I got my iPhone 13. I think. No, wait. No, I had an iPhone 11 before that. Regardless, in any case, when you get a new phone, you do realize that the sense of having a new phone that day that you get it, you're like, wow, this is new. This is a brand new piece of hardware that's like more advanced. It's got a better camera. It's got all this stuff. And especially think about when the iPhone first came out, or when the iPhone 4 was out, like the newer models, because now the 15, the 14, there's barely any difference between them. So even if you were to go get a new phone, you might feel a little bit of that, but it would very quickly soon fade and just be like, yeah, I'm used to this. I'm used to having an iPhone. Having an iPhone is so normal to me that if it doesn't evoke any strong emotions from me, it's just like, yeah, I have my phone. I'm recording this video right now on my phone, and it's just normal. It's completely normalized. It's completely within my normal daily reality. And essentially, that is what we're talking about. And when you don't feel anything about your desire, you just know that you have it. It's more of like a bodily sensation. It's a sensation of feeling that you get about something. When you're in a relationship, when you have something that you once desired, you are now just like, yeah, that's normal. I've used this example of a pendulum in a recent video where on one side of this pendulum is this craving, obsessive feeling that all his mind talks about right here, right? It's that thirsty, super desperate feeling. And on the other side of that, because you want it so bad, you need it so bad, the other side of that is a state of almost fear. It's almost paralysis by analysis. You're too afraid to go up to it. I really like this example. I think it illustrates the point well, is like the guy that's trying to go and talk to the girl that he's interested in. Is he so afraid of her? Is he so fearful and so anxious that he doesn't believe that he can do it? He doesn't believe that she'll like him. He's afraid to go up and talk to her? Or is he this really thirsty guy that's like so needing that validation from her? In either case, you can see that it's like two sides of the same coin. It's that either way, he's caring about it way too much. And people talk about this. That's why the phrase putting them on a pedestal is such a discussed phrase, because you're making this thing so important, right? But the guy that clearly, calmly just knows like, yeah, this is within my normal realm of reality. It's within my reality that if I go up and talk to her, we're going to have a normal conversation. She's going to probably like me. The conversation is probably going to go well, and she's probably going to think that I'm pretty cool. Or whatever it is that he has that's an expectation of what he wants. He's going to say, oh yeah, like we're totally going to get a drink together, or we're totally going to go to the dance floor, right? But these two characters that I've come up with right here, like if you're imagining the guy that's so like on the edge, like chomping at the bit for this girl to like say yes to him or get a drink with him or whatever, and then the other guy who's super nervous and scared, it's like, where are you residing in relation to your desire? Whether it be a relationship, whether it be that money, whether it be that position or that situation that you're looking for. If you are so consumed with the idea of success, of achieving, let's say that you are wanting to make money. You're in a state where you're lacking money. You really want that $10,000 a month. I think that that's something that a lot of people can relate to. But the guy that doesn't believe he can have it over here, he's going to be very fearful about it. He's going to be too nervous to let go of old circumstances, which would allow him to then have the opportunity to create that in his life. And the guy that wants it so desperately, that's clinging onto it way too hard, is also going to be then, it's like he has his blinders on too. And he won't be able to allow those experiences to naturally come up. Whereas the guy that just purely sees it, he says, yeah, this is what I'm going for. And it feels that it's natural to him. It's natural for me to get this $10,000 a month. That state is going to be much more conducive to him allowing those opportunities to come forth, for him seeing the right opportunities, for him, maybe he's looking at courses online, maybe he is adopting, like figuring out a new skill set. But regardless, that situation is going to unfold in a much better manner than either of these two people that are so emotionally attached. That's also what people describe as being detached. This is a more detached outlook when you come at it from this place of ease, of relaxation. And again, I've mentioned before that relaxation is a prerequisite towards manifesting, because when you're holding on and gripping on, like both of these characters are gripping on too tightly like this. They've made it so important. They need to grip onto it this tightly. Again, I think maybe even a better example than the one I just gave is like in a tennis tournament. Are you the person that is so afraid of fighting of your match against your opponent? Or are you the person that desperately needs this win so bad? Or are you the version that is gracefully swinging the racket? You're not gripping onto it too tight, and you're not gripping onto it with like a sense of fear. These things can be tough to explain, but I hope that I was able to shed some light on this. I really think that this feeling of naturalness, and the title of this post is Naturalness is the Secret, and I agree with that statement. So any comments that you guys have, any anecdotes, any stories, I would love to hear them. If you guys want to drop any insights that you have in the comments below, I want to cover this topic in a way where we really can unravel it and kind of just make it easy to grasp. I want to make this easier to grasp. With that being said, guys, thank you for tuning in. I hope that this helps. Drop me a comment down below, hit me with a like, hit me with a subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.